Hello, everyone. My name is Gabby, and I have something to say. Yeah, I have something to say. You know, the school semester is about to be over. It's getting hotter outside. Everyone is single and ready to party hard, you know. But I wanted to talk about something that I just am really passionate about, at least as of recently. And when I say my main topic, like, I don't want it to be like, oh my gosh, well, that's just the game of life. Da, da, da. Like, I don't really want to hear that right now. Okay, I really want to I'm really tired of love being a game. I know that it's basically inevitable. As long as you're dating, you're playing the game, right? I feel like there are other ways to play the game that doesn't involve self sabotage and hurting people that you care about, you know? Because I'm someone, also understand I'm in my early 20s, like, as in I just turned 20. So this mindset is subject to change. Do I want to love like Serena and Cordell? Absolutely, 100%. Um, But I also recognize that before Serena and Cordell found each other, they had to go through a plethora of other people that just wasn't their person, right? But my thing is, especially being in college, it's just a matter of like, do we really have to hurt each other's feelings like this much? I did not expect I didn't it's just a lot. Like, it's a lot. And I'm only saying it's a lot because obviously I'm like new to like the actual dating scene. Um I've only I've only ever had one boyfriend, and it was in high school. So does that really count? Like, not really, but like, that's my reality, okay? And I'm in a point in my life where I feel like I want a boyfriend. But also, I really just love being single. But at the same time, it's like I wouldn't even know where to start drafting because everybody is just on BS, and I don't like it. I don't like it. And it's not just me who doesn't like it. I have talked to several women. You know what I always say? If there's one thing that women can bond over, it's relationships. Because there's always some BS. Like, you think you're being open and loving and being genuine, and you're, because like what you give out is what you receive, right? So it's natural for me to assume that I would get back the love that I'm pouring out. Not saying, not in a transactional manner, but in like a, hey, we're two people who care about each other, like, type of way. Um, the friends to lovers trope, if it's starting to feel like a scam, like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying this is my favorite trope, right? Because I don't seek friends to date them. It's just a matter of sometimes you got to crush on your friends, right? And I've been in two situations in which this was the case. Um, and it's just, I feel like at least for that trope, right? Care about me enough to at least still be my friend. And what I mean by that is, if we were friends and we happen to realize that we like each other, please don't start disrespecting me on the court that now we're lovers. Like, I thought we were still, like, we should still be friends at the basis of it all. You know what I'm saying? And even with relationships with like my friends and women that I've talked to, people will say like, oh, I'm dating my best friend, and then they break up, and it's just, you're like, I didn't know him at all. And it's like, what is going on? What is going on? And I don't want to sound like I'm boy crazy or I'm like delusional, because like I prefaced, right? I just turned 20, so I'm like actually in the dating scene now. It's just annoying. I'm annoyed. And also, dating on an HBCU campus, it feels 10 times harder. Okay? It feels 10 times harder. I'm not saying it is because I don't want to affirm that, but it just, you know, I feel as though we're afraid to come into union with one another because we're all afraid of each other. Do I blame social media for this? Partially. Because social media will literally tell you how to navigate your own relationship and how to navigate your own feelings. And obviously, it's up to you whether or not you're susceptible to and whether or not you listen. But it's just, there's a lot of games being played here. And I feel like if we're really in this while we're 20, to figure out what we like and have fun, why does it feel like a job? Why does it feel like a job? I'm not a fan of how the approach everyone has been taking to casual dating. I already know Black people don't date like our other counterparts, right? And that's a topic on its own in itself. But if I had to have one main solution to this, my solution would be to have fun. I think everybody is afraid to have fun. And fun doesn't mean like you gotta be in everyone's face. Like, okay, I'm all about having standards, okay? But there has to be a healthy median between protecting yourself and still getting the love that you want. And letting people go is inevitable, right? People grow, people change, people reveal themselves to you. And it's hurtful. It can be hurtful, right? But I noticed that in a lot of times where I have seen or heard of people revealing themselves, it's just a matter of, wow, like you really sat in my face and lied to me about who you were because you were afraid of what this genuine love could do to you. And I think that oftentimes, obviously it's easier to stay in your comfort zone, but how can you claim to love someone if you're not able to accept the growth that comes with loving a specific person? Because I believe in love. I really do believe in love. And you can call that delusional or whatever. Like, I do watch Shira 7. So, like, sprinkle. But, like, ooh, like, I do believe in love. Okay. And that's my reality. My reality is that I believe in love. And I want to believe in a love that is so great with another person, because obviously I could love myself even greater than anyone else ever could, right? But I want to experience that with someone without feeling like they're playing some game. And I think this comes with being a certain type of woman as well, because I'm often told that I'm extremely intimidating, right? Which it doesn't really bother me to hear that. But I do notice that some people will like throw their hook in, and then when they see the fish that they got, they're just like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I'll actually be able to like cook this fish and like cook it to the best of my ability. So they just kind of like, they don't let it go. They just like hold on to the fish while it's still in the water, but they're not reeling it in and they're not throwing it back in the water. You know what I mean? And it's like that for a lot of beautiful women that I have interacted with. And I'm someone who just wants to know why. Like, obviously I know why, like insecurities and, feeling like you're not good enough for the person who likes you. But it's like, if you know you prayed for me and I was sent to you, why would you look up and be like, ooh, like, I don't know what to do with this? You know what I'm saying? Because when you manifested a love like the one you're pushing away, it's kind of just a slap in the face to the universe. Like, did you not ask for this? Like, I thought this is what you wanted. And then you're scared. Now you're self-sabotaging and you're sitting in your room thinking to yourself, I wish I did this better. I wish, when it's like you could have just did it. And obviously things are easier said than done. But I feel like in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to love and loving, I believe that when you really feel something, you take that chance. And I hate the fact that we're taught to not jump into things because we're scared. You know, I hate that, because everything would just be so much greater if we just trusted. And I say that to myself as well, because I have a really big problem with like trusting. But when it comes to other people, because of how I know I am, and I know that I'm capable of change, and I know that I have the capacity to love people with my genuineness and all of me, and I have that compassion and that care and that nurturing, I place that into my relationships, not just romantic, but especially platonic, because I have so many amazing friends and such a beautiful support system. And when you realize that someone wasn't ready to handle the love and what you were going to show them and what you did show them, it just kind of like hurts. And I've gotten to the point now where instead of being hurt, I just become disappointed, because it's like, if I really saw myself loving you, why couldn't you see me loving you too? Why was that not, why were we not holding on to the same reality? That hurts so bad, to the point where you just have to be disappointed. I'm disappointed in you because you've managed to push away something that could have been really good because you were scared. But you'll do everything else. You'll join the military before you let the person you dreamed for come into your life and love you wholeheartedly. This is probably the bravest thing you could ever do, next to joining the military, right? But still, I want better for my generation. I think a lot of people in my generation are really afraid to love. I really do feel that. And even as a mentor for children of all types of ages, right? High school specifically, they have all these questions about love and relationships and letting go and feeling your feelings and vulnerability. And it's like, I'm learning too. Like, there's only so much I can say because I'm the type of person who would tell you to express yourself and not give everything, but be genuine. Because I believe that the love that I put out will come back to me times 10. So when I decide to pour into people who realize that they're not ready, it's like I don't regret the love that I gave you, and I don't regret the time that we spent together, but I just wish you saw yourself the way that I see you, because I love you, and I thought that my love would be enough, you know. And, you know, Shira 7 always says, never play fair in an unfair world. I'm hearing you. Sprinkle, sprinkle to the good ones, right? But, you know, it still hurts all the same, right? And even with friendships, like, you'll think someone is your friend, and the whole time, like, they hate your guts and they're jealous of you. It's like, why don't you see you the way I see you? Maybe my heart's too big. Perhaps. I try to live my life through an optimistic lens. And although it has gotten me this far and I've learned so much, I recognize, you know, everybody's not like me. Everybody's not like you. You could be the same way. I want better for us. Gen Zers. I don't know what's going on in Gen Alpha. I don't know nothing about that, okay? But imagine your life loving wholeheartedly. Not saying giving yourself away too fast. Not saying be dumb and jump into everything head first. I really do believe in discernment and red flags and this, that, and a third. But, you know, everybody has their moments, right? And I'm learning to not be so hard on myself either, because one, I'm not pregnant. Amen. Amen. I'm not pregnant. Amen. I'm grateful for the lessons. Do some people still need that from me? Definitely. You know, I'm not this, oh my gosh, I wish everyone the best. No, it's some people I need who heads on the platter, okay? It's some people I need that from, okay? But in this moment that I'm feeling right now, it's just like, could have had it all. So, yeah, that's my little spiel, my quick little talk. I didn't really. This conversation was kind of all over the place, but it's just like my brain dump. Like, you know. Let me know if this sounds cohesive to you. If not, that's okay. It makes sense to me. Okay. Till next time, until I have something else to say and I have the urge to pick up my camera and turn on all my lights and put on a really cute shirt. Thank you for watching. I'll be back.